Hello students, now our video lecture series of subject of power engineering and refrigeration. This is our third lecture of unit number 1, that is internal combustion engine. We have just take a recap of our previous lecture, that is first one is classification of IC engine, second topic we are discussing of IC engine terminology, and third topic we are discussing of our previous lecture, that is working of 4-stroke SI engine. Now today's topic contains our we are discussing on working of 4-stroke CI engine, wall timing diagram and power cycles. Now we will move to our first topic contains, today's first topic contains, that is working of 4-stroke CI engine. Okay, working of 4-stroke CI engine. CI means compression ignition. Okay, last time we are discussing on SI engine, that is spark ignition. Okay, that is different terms. Spark ignition means in the engine, in the IC engine, there will be spark plug will be provided. Hence, it is called as the spark ignition engine. Now, today's working of 4-stroke CI engine, that is compression ignition engine. Now, again, this is the 4-stroke engine. Okay, 4-stroke means there are the 4 stroke. First one is suction, second one is compression, third one is expansion or power stroke, and last is exhaust stroke. Okay. This 4-stroke will be completed when there are the 2 revolution of crankshaft. Okay, means crank will be revolved 2 revolution. Okay, one revolution is 360, then 2 revolutions are 720 degree. Okay, now each stroke consists of 180 degree of crankshaft revolution. Okay, now this 4-stroke we can see one by one. Okay, that is first stroke is suction stroke. What exactly happens in suction stroke? Piston will be moved from top dead center to bottom dead center. When piston will be moved from top dead center to bottom dead center, then vacuum will be created. Okay, due to this vacuum, inlet valve will be open. Outside of the cylinder there will be the atmospheric pressure. Okay, then atmospheric air sucked by the intake valve and will occupy the area of cylinder. Means in that cylinder there will be atmospheric air. Okay, now next is compression stroke. What is the compression stroke? Okay, what is the compression stroke? In the compression stroke, piston will be moved from bottom dead center to top dead center, means upward direction. Okay, now air start to compress in the clearance volume. Okay, means in the compression ignition system or engine, there will be through inlet valve only air will be sucked. Okay, but in SI engine suction valve there will be air fuel ratio. Okay, means air plus fuel mixture will be intake into the cylinder. But in compression ignition system, through the suction valve there is only air will be come inside to the cylinder. Now in compression stroke, this due to the movement of upward movement of the piston, the air will be compressed. Okay, into the clearance volume. Okay, and the compression ratio is 14 to 22. Okay, at the end of the compression stroke, when compression stroke will be completed, end of the compression stroke, then fuel ejector will be mounted into the compression ignition. Okay, there is no mounting of the spark plug, there will be just mounting of the fuel ejector. Okay, then this fuel will be inject, means fuel will be spread into the compressed air. Okay, through fuel pump. Okay, now air fuel mixture will be mixed. Okay, due to the high compression of the air. Okay, due to the high compression of air, the pressure and temperature of air will be increases. Due to this high temperature and high pressure of air, then mixture will be self-ignited. Okay, means mixture will be ignited. Okay, means power stroke will be generated. Okay, now we will move to our power stroke or expansion stroke. In that stroke, then fuel will be burned. Okay, fuel will be burned. Okay, now power developed by the fuel will be apply the force on the piston in downward direction. Now piston will be moved to the downward direction. This is called as our power stroke. In this stroke there are 2 valves, means suction valve and exhaust valve will be remain closed. Okay, now this power will be store into the crank. Okay, this crank is nothing but the flywheel. This can store the energy. Okay, now this is maximum amount of energy. We can see into our theory of machine lecture. Okay, in turning movement diagram, there will be maximum power generated into the power stroke, and other three stroke means suction, compression and exhaust are consumed that energy. Okay, that will be happen in our power stroke or expansion stroke. And last stroke, that is exhaust stroke, when these gases will be expand. Okay, these burn gases will be expand in expansion stroke. These gases will be swept out through the exhaust valve from the engine. At that time, piston will be moved from BDC to TDC. Okay. Now all the burn gases are moving outside or sweeping outside from the cylinder into the atmosphere. This is our 4-stroke, that is exhaust stroke. Now next slide. Okay, actual animated figure we can see. Okay, 1 minute. That is our suction stroke will be occurred. Okay, this will be total suction stroke. Then second one is the compression stroke. At the end of the compression stroke, fuel ejector will be sprayed of fuel and burning process will be occur. This is our power stroke. Okay, and last one, this is our exhaust stroke. Okay, the compression ratio of diesel engine is 14:1 to 22:1. Now after that working of compression ignition engine, 4-stroke engine, we can move the difference between 4-stroke SI and CI engine. There are the different variable factors for difference between 4-stroke SI and CI engine. First one is thermodynamic cycle. SI engine is work on Otto cycle and CI engine is work on diesel cycle. Next factor is compression ratio. SI engine compression ratio is 5:1 to 10:1 and CI engine is 14:1 to 22:1. Next factor is fuel. The SI engine work on the petrol is used as a fuel and CI engine is work on diesel is used as a fuel. Next factor is fuel supply method. In SI engine, the air fuel mixture is supplied through the carburetor, but in CI engine, the fuel supply is by the fuel pump and ejector. Ignition. Next factor is ignition. The SI engine, the name indicates SI, that is spark ignition, means spark plug is necessary. CI engine, name indicates that is compression ignition engine. Next factor is noise and vibration. In SI engine, noise and vibration are less, and CI engine, noise and vibration are more. Next factor is weight. SI engine has low weight and CI engine has more weight. Next factor is starting. SI engine can easily start, hence low cranking effort. CI engine has difficult to starting, they require the high cranking effort. Next is operating life. SI engine has less operating life, but CI engine has more operating life. And last factor is application. The SI engine is mostly or widely used in light duty vehicle, just like two-wheelers and small four-wheeler vehicles, and used in aeroplanes. And CI engine is used in heavy duty vehicle like truck and buses. After completion of difference between 4-stroke SI engine and CI engine, we can move the valve timing diagram for 4-stroke SI engine. Valve can be operated by camshaft. Okay. Due to rotation of the cam, the valve closing and opening will be occur. Okay. We can move the theoretical valve timing diagram. Okay. We know that there are the 4-stroke occur into the cylinder or into the engine, that is suction stroke, after that compression stroke, next is expansion or power stroke, and last one is the exhaust stroke. Okay. In this stroke, these strokes are complete when the crank rotates exact 180-degree revolution. For that purpose, this diagram is called as the theoretical valve timing diagram. This diagram will be start from this yellow point. At this point, inlet valve is open. Okay. Due to the inlet valve open, the piston will be moved from TDC to BDC. Okay, when piston will move from TDC to BDC, then vacuum will be created inside the cylinder. Due to this vacuum, the fresh charge will be admitted through inlet valve and occupy the area or vacuum inside the cylinder. This is the suction stroke. Okay, means fresh charge will be admitted inside the cylinder. This suction stroke will be completed after 180-degree revolution of the crankshaft. When crankshaft will be revolve 180 degree, then inlet valve will be closed. After that, the compression stroke will be start. This suction of a fresh charge will be compressed in this compression stroke, that is indicated by the black curvature line. This compression stroke is also 180-degree revolution. At the end of the compression stroke, the fuel will be ignited, means ignition will be start. This completion of 180-degree revolution of crankshaft, then next process is expansion stroke. This red curve indicate the expansion or power stroke. At this point, both the valves are closed, inlet and exhaust valve are closed, means this fuel will be burned. This expansion process is also completed after 180-degree revolution of the crankshaft. At this point, when piston will be reached to BDC, at this point the inlet valve will be open. That is our fourth stroke, that is exhaust stroke. The exhaust stroke will be indicated in a gray curvature line. This is our exhaust stroke. Then piston will be again move from BDC to TDC. Okay, piston will be moved from BDC to TDC. Due to this movement of piston, all the exhaust gases are sweeping out from the engine or cylinder. At the exact 180-degree revolution of the crankshaft, the exhaust valve will be closed. Okay, this is our complete cycle. Next, after that completion of cycle, again start from this point, that is inlet valve will be open. Means all the stroke is completed exact 180-degree revolution as per the theoretical valve timing diagram. But in actual valve timing diagram, this is happen very different. We can see this. This is the actual valve timing diagram. Okay, this is quite different from theoretical valve timing diagram. This is the starting point of the actual valve timing diagram. That is, inlet valve will be open before 15 degree of TDC. Okay, means maximum amount of fresh charge is admitted due to this condition. But in theoretical, the inlet valve exactly on this vertical straight line. Okay, but in this actual valve timing diagram, the inlet valve is open before 15 degree of TDC. Okay, due to this maximum amount of fresh charge will be admitted. This green curvature line is indicate the suction stroke. This is our suction stroke, means piston will be moved from TDC to BDC and vacuum will be created inside the cylinder. Due to this, the suction process will be occur. This is our suction process. The suction process in theoretical valve timing diagram is exactly completed at this vertical line or when piston will be reached at the BDC. Okay, but in actual valve timing diagram, the suction process is continue after 35 degree of BDC. Okay, 35 degree of BDC. Due to this 35 and 15 degree means maximum suction will be occur. Okay, but when piston will be reached at BDC point, our compression stroke is already start, but suction valve is already open. Okay, this effect is called as the ram effect. Okay, from this point our compression stroke will be start, but compression stroke already start from when piston reach at BDC. Okay, compression stroke will be start at the end of the compression stroke, means when before 20 degree of TDC, the ignition will be start. This is our ignition process. Okay, up to this level our ignition process will be completed. After that, means after TDC, okay, the expansion process will be start. This is our expansion process, means the power process will be start. At this time the both the valve suction and exhaust are closed. The maximum power developed in this expansion stroke, this is indicated in a red curvature line. After before 35 degree, the exhaust valve will be open. Means due to opening of exhaust valve, the expansion process will be more effectively. Okay. Before 35 degree, the exhaust process will be start of BDC. This is our exhaust process. Okay. Means all the burn gases are sweeping out through the cylinder. This is our gray line indicate, curvature line indicate the exhaust stroke. After 20 degree of TDC, the exhaust valve will be closed. Means total gases are sweeping out to the cylinder due to 20 degree after TDC. As per this diagram, both valve, inlet valve and exhaust valve will be open for the some time or same time. Okay, sometime or same time. This angle or this process is called as the valve overlapping. Okay, this process is called as the valve overlapping. This angle means inlet valve opening and angle between exhaust valve close. This is not exceeding from 15 degree to 30 degree, because if this angle is greater than 50 to 13 degree, then fresh charge will be except through the exhaust valve. For that purpose, this valve overlapping is not exceeding of 15 degree to 30 degree. This is our actual valve timing diagram for 4-stroke SI engine. Now next will be moved to the valve timing diagram of 4-stroke CI engine. This is same as equal to the CI engine, but there will be some angle difference between this diagram. Otherwise this diagram also the same. Okay, the inlet valve will be open before 25 degree of TDC. This is our suction process, means fresh charge will be admitted or only air will be admitted. The inlet valve will be closed after 25 degree of BDC. Next our compression process will be start before 5 degree of the TDC. Okay, FIS means fuel injection will be start. Okay, after 25 degree after 25 degree of TDC, FIC will be closed. FIC means fuel injection will be closed, means up to this angle, from this point, this yellow point to this yellow point, the air fuel mixture will be mixed. Okay, after that our expansion process will be start. This is our expansion process. This is called as the power stroke also. Before 50 degree of BDC, the exhaust valve will be open and all the burn gases are sweeping out through the cylinder, and exhaust valve will be closed after 15 degree of TDC. Okay, this is same as equal to the SI engine, but only in difference is that the FIS and FIC means fuel injection is start and fuel injection is close. Means FIS to FIC, the burning process will be occur. Okay, this is called as the valve timing diagram for 4-stroke CI engine. Now we are moving to the power cycle. Okay, on this cycle the engine can be run. There are the different types of power cycle. First one is the Carnot cycle, next is Otto cycle, diesel cycle, and next is the dual combination of dual combustion cycle. This dual means Otto and diesel. We will see one by one. Before that, we can see the air standard efficiency of the cycle or thermal efficiency. Now, the thermal efficiency of actual engine performance is compared with the theoretical efficiency of ideal cycle. Okay, what they are indicate exactly? We can run our engine for identify their performance. We can calculate the thermal efficiency. This efficiency means this actual thermal efficiency is compared with the theoretical efficiency, theoretical thermal efficiency of ideal cycle. In the ideal cycle, air is used as a working fluid. Okay, means actual thermal cycle of engine is compared with the theoretical thermal efficiency of ideal cycle, that is air is used as a working fluid. This theoretical thermal efficiency of ideal cycle is known as the air standard efficiency. Means this theoretical thermal efficiency of ideal cycle is called as the air standard efficiency. There are some assumptions of air standard efficiency. First assumption is the perfect gas is used as a working medium. Means air is a perfect gas. For that purpose we can use air as a working medium. But other fuels, that is petrol and diesel, are not a perfect gas. For that purpose they are not used in a air standard cycle. Next is the wall of piston and cylinder are perfectly insulated. Okay, means no heat will be rejected from piston and cylinder wall. Okay, this is the second assumption. But in actual practice the heat will be removed by piston and cylinder. Next is the cylinder head is perfect heat conductor or insulator, same as this. Okay, same as the cylinder is perfectly insulated, hence cylinder head is also the perfectly insulated. This is the also assumptions for the air standard efficiency. Next is the working fluid has a fixed mass, means fixed quantity of working fluid is passed to the cylinder, but in actual practice there will be some variation. Okay, the working medium does not undergo any chemical changes throughout the cycle. Okay, means the working medium has no chemical changes during the cycle, but actual practice this will be happen, means chemical changes will be happen. The specific heat Cp and Cv do not vary with the temperature. Okay, and last assumption is the working fluid, that is air, is a compress and expand in a cycle as a reversible adiabatic process. Okay, these are the some assumptions of air standard efficiency. Now we will move to our first power cycle, that is Carnot cycle. This is the PV and TS diagram of Carnot cycle. Carnot cycle. This is our first cycle of power cycle. Okay. From this point, this is the PV diagram, means pressure and volume, and this is TS diagram, means temperature and entropy. Okay. The first curve 4:1 is indicate air is compressed reversible adiabatic, means isentropic process at temperature T4 to T1. At temperature T4 to T1, means this is our compression process will be start. When at the point reach 1, then 1 to 2 process, this is our heat addition process, means this process is reversible isothermal process. During this process heat is added at the temperature T1, means heat will be addition at point 1 to 2. After 2 point, this process 2 to 3 is isentropic expansion process, means reversible adiabatic, that is isentropic, air is expanded from point T2 to T3. Okay, next from point 3 to 4 is also indicate the isothermal process or reversible isothermal process, that is during this the heat is rejection, means at this point heat is will be rejected. Okay, and after reach 4 point the process will be or cycle will be continuous. Okay, in Carnot cycle there are the efficiency of Carnot cycle. Efficiency of Carnot cycle can be calculated by T1 minus T3 upon T1, means T1 is the temperature of source, means heat is addition at this point, to temperature of sink, that is T3 point, means expansion or heat rejection process will be start, divided by temperature of source, means T1. Okay, this is the ideal cycle. Okay, which cannot use in practice. Why this cannot use in practice? Because heat addition and heat rejection, means 1 to 2 is the heat addition and 3 to 4 is the heat rejection process. This process, at this process the T1 and T2 are same, because this is the constant temperature process, means at temperature T1 and at temperature T2 is the constant temperature process, and at temperature T3 and temperature T4 is the again constant temperature process. Means heat addition and heat rejection, these two process is at constant temperature. Okay, this is the Cauchy statement. Okay, or Cauchy static process means this is not actual happen in practice or in practically. Okay, for that purpose this process it cannot use in a practice. Why this process is not used in practice? Because heat addition and heat rejection, this both process occurs at the constant temperature, but in actual practice heat addition the temperature is rising and heat rejection the temperature will be reducing. Okay, but in Carnot cycle this heat addition and heat rejection is process is occur at constant temperature. This is the Cauchy static process. For that purpose this is not used in actual practice. Okay, this type of question will be asked for the 2 marks in the exam, why this process are not used in actual practice. Okay, thank you. If you have any query regarding the above topic, please write on comment box. We will solve your queries. Thank you very much.